On September 24, 2021, tragedy struck when 3-year-old Airlie Doe fell victim to a terrifying exorcism conducted by her own family. The distressing cries and screams of the young child echoed within the walls of Iglesia Apóstoles y Profetas, a small Pentecostal church in San Jose, California. Unfortunately, Airlie took her last breath during this harrowing exorcism attempt, orchestrated by her mother, Claudia Hernandez Santos, uncle Reen Aaron Hernandez Santos, and grandfather Reen Trigueros Hernandez. As prosecutors delve into this heart-wrenching case, they uncover the horrifying details of a fatal church exorcism that has deeply shaken the community. Now, with all 3 family members facing accusations, the legal proceedings aim to bring justice for little Airlie, who tragically lost her life at the hands of the very family that should have protected her. The investigators' diligent efforts over several months have unraveled the roles played by each family member, mother, uncle, and grandfather, all equally contributing to the tragedy that befell this innocent child. The question remains, did Airlie Doe receive the justice she deserved? Let us delve further into the matter. San Jose, California, holds a special place with its museums, gardens, and historic architecture, standing proudly at the heart of the state. As of the 2023 population census, this vibrant city is home to 930,862 individuals from diverse backgrounds and walks of life. Over the past 5 years, the crime rate has experienced a significant increase. Despite being recognized as one of the safest major cities in America, the crime rate per 100,000 people slightly surpasses the average rate of 316.3. However, the incident involving Airlie Doe was an isolated occurrence driven by religious beliefs. It is a tragic reminder that a young life was cut short prematurely. Nestled within the serene streets of San Jose, the seemingly ordinary Iglesia Apóstoles Profetas, a small Pentecostal church, became the focal point of a chilling crime that unfolded in September 2021. Within the confines of this unassuming church, a horrifying exorcism took place, forever leaving its walls tainted with the haunting echoes of Airlie Doe's tragic demise. The Hernandez family consisted of Claudia Elisia Hernandez, a 25-year-old mother, and her 3-year-old daughter, Airlie Doe, who tragically became the victim of a horrifying exorcism. Alongside Claudia, Airlie's uncle, Reen Hernandez Santos, and her grandfather, Reen Hernandez Sr., were also involved in this disturbing incident. Not much is known about the uncle and father of the victim. The family's spiritual journey took place within the confines of Iglesia Apóstoles y Profetas, a small Pentecostal church, where Airlie's grandfather, a certified pastor and the leader of the church, played a significant role. The family's occupations outside of their religious roles remain undisclosed. Claudia, the mother, managed a YouTube channel where she shared live videos. However, one thing that was certain was their deep religious devotion. It was this religious affiliation that led them to believe that the child was possessed, ultimately resulting in her tragic demise. On September 24, 2021, a dark chapter unfolded in the life of this 3-year-old child as her family's misguided attempt to rid her of what they believed to be an evil spirit led to a day of unimaginable horror. The events that unfolded on this fateful day would later become the focus of legal proceedings and public scrutiny. It all began when Airlie woke up during the night and started screaming intermittently. Claudia Elisia Hernandez Santos, Airlie's mother, believed that her child's tantrum was the result of malevolent forces and took her to the church to perform an exorcism. In her attempt to exorcise the supposed evil spirit, Claudia repeatedly inserted her finger into Airlie's throat. Despite the immense pain she endured, Airlie fell asleep multiple times due to exhaustion. Her uncle and grandfather held her down, gripping her neck, which ultimately led to asphyxiation. According to Claudia, Airlie's vomit had a purple color. The tragic 2-hour-long ceremony concluded with the family delaying medical assistance for nearly 2 hours after the passing of their loved one. Claudia contacted the police just after 8:00 p.m. to report her daughter's lifeless condition. Upon arrival at the Iglesia Apóstoles y Profetas church in San Jose, the authorities found young Airlie unconscious on the floor, setting off a series of distressing events. Airlie suffered severe physical abuse, lost consciousness, and exhibited signs of trauma with injuries on her eyes, face, neck, and chest. The family's belief in demonic possession led to a prolonged ordeal lasting around 12 hours. Paramedics arrived 2 hours later to find her lifeless body, marking the end of a day filled with torment. The affidavit filed in Santa Clara County Superior Court revealed that Claudia believed her daughter had passed away between 6:00 and 6:30 p.m. The family's distorted spiritual beliefs and misguided attempts to expel evil through abusive practices cast a dark shadow over Airlie's final moments. The investigation into Airlie's tragic death unfolded as a chilling narrative of religious fervor gone wrong, culminating in a horrific exorcism carried out by her own family members, her mother, uncle, and grandfather. The subsequent legal proceedings revealed shocking details of the 12-hour ordeal that led to Airlie's demise within the walls of the small Pentecostal church Iglesia Apóstoles y Profetas in San Jose, California. The investigative process took a significant turn when Santa Clara County District Attorney Jeffrey Rosen filed court documents to consolidate the cases of all 3 family members into a single trial. The reason for this request was based on the argument that each defendant had a reprehensible role in the violence inflicted upon Airlie, which made it difficult to determine individual responsibility for specific injuries. The court records provided a disturbing timeline of events that occurred on September 24, 2021. Claudia Hernandez Santos, Airlie's 25-year-old mother, initiated the tragic series of events by contacting the police to report her daughter's lifeless condition. When authorities arrived at the Pentecostal church, they found Airlie unconscious on the floor, later confirming it as a homicide caused by suffocation and smothering. The investigation uncovered horrifying details of the family's collective actions during the 12-hour exorcism attempt. Prosecutors argued that all 3 defendants, including Airlie's mother, uncle, and grandfather, actively participated in physically abusing the young girl. At different points during the ordeal, each family member held Airlie at various parts of her body, with one gripping her neck, another her abdomen, and the third holding her legs. The alleged attempt to induce vomiting involved a disturbing collaboration of efforts. The preliminary autopsy confirmed that Airlie's death was a result of homicide, specifically asphyxia, due to suffocation. As investigators delved into the distressing circumstances surrounding the little girl's demise, alarming details emerged. According to court documents, the family, driven by the belief that Airlie was possessed by a demon, engaged in a twisted form of prayer and exorcism at the church. Airlie's mother, in an effort to rid her daughter of the perceived evil spirit, resorted to distressing methods such as attempting to induce vomiting by inserting her fingers down Airlie's throat and squeezing her neck. These actions escalated throughout the day. The investigation revealed a disturbing lack of care for Airlie's basic needs leading up to her death. The victim's last meal was on Thursday, September 23rd, at approximately 9:00 p.m., according to the affidavit. Shockingly, she was only given about 6 ounces of water from Thursday until the time of her death. The coroner's report revealed the extent of Airlie's suffering, with injuries to her face, neck, chest, and back caused by blunt force. The presence of internal bleeding added another layer of brutality to the acts committed by her own family members. As the investigation progressed, the family members were charged with child abuse, including assault on a child resulting in death. These legal proceedings shed light on the distorted beliefs that motivated the family's actions, rooted in the misguided belief that Airlie was possessed by a demon and that a religious ritual could expel this perceived evil. The court documents examine the individual statements made by each defendant during police interviews. Airlie's grandfather, who claimed to be the pastor of Iglesia Apostoles y Profetas, provided inconsistent accounts of the events leading to the young girl's death. His changing narratives raised suspicions about the accuracy of his statements and suggested potential inconsistencies or attempts to hide the truth. Similarly, Airlie's uncle, Rein Aaron Hernandez Santos, significantly changed his initial account during subsequent interviews with the police, indicating a lack of transparency and prompting further investigation into the circumstances surrounding the exorcism. If convicted, Claudia Alicia Hernandez could face an exceptionally severe sentence of 25 years to life in prison. The investigation took place amidst a troubling trend of increased demand for exorcisms driven by factors such as poverty, anxiety, and a lack of trust in conventional institutions. The tragic case of Airlie Doe serves as a stark reminder of the inherent dangers that arise when religious fervor and unchecked beliefs intersect. As the legal proceedings unfolded, the need for a consolidated trial highlighted the complexity of assigning individual responsibility in a crime committed collaboratively. The family's statements and actions, as uncovered during the investigation, offer a chilling glimpse into their perspective on the events surrounding the young girl's untimely demise. The family's narrative begins with Airlie's mother, Claudia Hernandez Santos, expressing her belief that her daughter was possessed by an evil spirit. According to the statements provided to the police, Airlie would often wake up at night crying or screaming, which solidified the family's conviction that she was under the influence of a demonic force. In response to these deceived manifestations, Claudia attempted what she described as an exorcism to rid Airlie of the alleged evil spirit. Claudia's involvement in the exorcism took a disturbing turn as she matter-of-factly detailed the methods she employed. First responders who arrived at the scene noticed bruising around the child's eyes, neck, and chest. Claudia admitted that they waited for 2 hours before finally calling 911. Subsequent interviews with investigators shed light on Claudia's evolving beliefs regarding Airlie's possession. Claudia and her uncle reportedly prayed for Airlie while inside a bedroom. The situation escalated the following morning when Claudia and her uncle drove Airlie to the Iglesia Apostoles y Profetas, a small Pentecostal church. The family still held the belief that Airlie was under demonic control. They believed she had passed away between 6 o'clock and 6:30 p.m., approximately 12 hours after arriving at the church. According to Airlie's father, they felt compelled to perform a ceremony to free her from the clutches of evil spirits. The specifics of the exorcism were not disclosed. However, it was mentioned that Airlie was asleep upon arrival at the church. The individual also emphasized, "If you refer to the Bible, you will see that Jesus expelled demons and restored the health of the sick." As reported by the newspaper, "It is not my decision to act. It is when God, in His will, chooses to heal the individual. The preacher is merely an instrument of God. Our actions are guided by God's will." Following Airlie's passing, Claudia initiated a GoFundMe campaign to gather funds for burial costs. The family's strong religious beliefs were evident in Claudia's Instagram bio, which featured a reference to Isaiah 55:8-11, a Bible verse about finding strength in challenging times. Airlie's mother contributed to the investigation through YouTube videos she shared, offering her perspective on her daughter's death. In these videos, Claudia did not accept responsibility for the alleged exorcism or her daughter's demise. Instead, she attributed Airlie's passing to a divine intervention, stating that God had taken her and expressing relief that her daughter would not have to face the difficulties of the world. In an unexpected development, A YouTube video emerged in January, 4 months after Arely's death, featuring Claudia Hernandez discussing her daughter's passing. The 40-minute video, titled with Arely's full name, provides a chilling glimpse into Hernandez's demeanor as she addresses the circumstances surrounding the tragedy. Hernandez's statements in the video aim to offer her perspective on the situation, highlighting that only those present truly comprehend what unfolded. She acknowledges the negative perceptions surrounding her and her daughter's death, but stresses her inability to alter the past. Hernandez expresses gratitude that her daughter is no longer enduring the challenges of an increasingly difficult and deteriorating world. In fact, the video serves as a poignant exploration of Hernandez's emotions, delving into the anguish of losing a child while also showcasing moments of apparent attachment. She reflects on the joy of motherhood, acknowledging the sadness, tears, and longing she feels for her daughter. The video's portrayal of a complex emotional landscape adds another layer of intricacy to an already deeply tragic narrative. Just 6 days after the YouTube video was uploaded, prosecutors formally charged Hernandez. The gravity of these charges, combined with the perceived disparity between Hernandez's demeanor in the video and the alleged actions leading to Arely's death, highlights the complexity of the case. The family's association with Iglesia Apóstoles y Profetas took a darker turn when the church was linked to another incident, an alleged kidnapping involving individuals associated with the church. Professor Alison Cavey, an expert in the history of magic, science, and religion, provided valuable insights into the broader context of exorcisms. She emphasized the growing prevalence of exorcisms in both the United States and Latin America over the past 5 to 7 years. Cavey pointed out challenges arising from the Catholic Church's lack of preparedness in training priests to perform exorcisms, resulting in a demand that surpasses the number of qualified individuals available. She also identified societal factors such as poverty, anxiety, and the lack of trust in traditional educational institutions as driving forces behind the demand for exorcisms. Cavey stressed that when people opt for supernatural explanations like demonic possession, it often stems from dissatisfaction with natural explanations, providing solace without the burden of blame or responsibility. In the case of Arely's family, the tragic events unfolded amidst their desperate attempt to solve a problem they may not have fully comprehended, attributing it to supernatural forces. It is disconcerting how the family displayed no sense of guilt or sorrow even after the loss of Arely. Claudia's arrest was preceded by a YouTube video that provided a glimpse into her emotional journey, from the joy of pregnancy to the profound sorrow of losing her daughter. Her sentiments reflected the challenges of accepting the loss of a child to illness, leading some to seek solace in supernatural explanations. The legal proceedings that followed revealed that Claudia Alicia Hernandez Santos was charged with felony assault on a child, resulting in death due to great bodily injury. Her arrest on January 31, 2022, shed light on the gravity of the crimes committed during the tragic exorcism. This horrific incident not only claimed the life of a young child, but also exposed the dangerous consequences of misguided beliefs and heinous actions. The case of Arely Doe reached its conclusion when Claudia Alicia Hernandez, a mother, was charged with felony assault on a child, emphasizing the extreme nature of the alleged actions against her own daughter. The decision to deny bail was made to ensure public safety, considering the perceived risk of flight. Factors such as Hernandez's limited ties to the community and her birthplace in El Salvador were cited as reasons for this precautionary measure. This underscores the seriousness of the accusations against Hernandez and the potential dangers she may pose if released before trial. The disturbing details of the case were revealed through recently uncovered court documents, as the San Jose Police Department and the District Attorney's Office had initially withheld information about the tragic homicide. The investigation aimed to uncover the circumstances surrounding Arely's death, ultimately leading to Hernandez as the sole individual arrested in connection to the case. The intertwining of faith and crime in these unsettling cases raises significant concerns. It is deeply troubling to witness how religious beliefs can be manipulated and exploited to justify heinous acts. These cases highlight the importance of maintaining a balance between religious freedom and ensuring the safety and well-being of individuals. It is crucial for authorities to thoroughly investigate and hold accountable those who commit crimes under the guise of faith, while also respecting the rights of individuals to practice their religion peacefully.